Next time you leave your house, look down. That sleek, dark ribbon of road isn't just pavement. It's held together by something most people never notice. It isn't cement, it isn't some kind of tar, and it's definitely not just industrial glue. We're talking about bitumen, a material so common that it fades into the background, yet so vital that without it, our transportation system would fall apart. But what exactly is this substance? Where does it hide? Why does it have that honey-like grip? And how did sludge become architect of the planet? Let's slow things down for a moment and unpack the story of this surprisingly ancient substance. Bitumen isn't some clever modern invention. In fact, it's one of the oldest engineered materials. Archaeological record shows our ancestors were masters of natural bitumen as far back as 7000 BCE. Imagine that, thousands of years before empires. People put this black gold to work. In Mesopotamia, bitumen served as mortar for massive brick walls. It was a waterproof lining for advanced canal systems, and even a powerful adhesive for jewelry and tools. It kept structures standing against the elements. The Egyptians used bitumen in mummification for preservation and symbolic meaning. In the Indus Valley, engineers waterproofed public baths with it. Even the word bitumen finds its roots in Latin, meaning pitch, reflecting how long we've recognized its sticky, binding magic. With the explosion of petroleum refining in automobiles, bitumen shifted from a niche sealant to the literal backbone of the global road network. Let's get technical for a second. At its core, bitumen is a highly viscous hydrocarbon. Chemically, it's a cocktail of molecules, mostly carbon and hydrogen. It also contains small amounts of sulfur, oxygen, and nitrogen. It's officially classified as a semi-solid form of petroleum from the same geological family. It sits at the heavy, thick end of the spectrum. At room temperature, it doesn't flow like oil. It behaves more like molasses or soft rubber. However, if you apply heat, it undergoes a transformation, becoming fluid enough to coat surfaces and bind disparate materials together. One thing to clear up: bitumen and asphalt are not the same. Bitumen is the binder, the sticky glue. Asphalt is the final product. When walking on asphalt, what's holding rocks together is the bitumen, acting like a durable waterproof glue that withstands thousands of tons. Where does it come from? Most is a byproduct of oil refining. As lighter products like gasoline evaporate, bitumen is the heavy substance left at the bottom. It's essentially the bottom of the barrel, the heaviest fraction of petroleum, made of molecules too large and dense to evaporate. This bitumen is carefully modified and graded depending on its future job, whether that's paving a highway or protecting a foundation. But nature has its own way. In some parts of the world, bitumen seeps out of the ground, like the famous oil sands in Canada, or natural asphalt lakes like Pitch Lake in Trinidad. Over millions of years, lighter oils evaporated, leaving massive, thick deposits near the surface. It's like a prehistoric gift waiting to be used. What makes bitumen special to engineers isn't just its stickiness, it's the viscoelastic property. That's a fancy way of saying it acts like both a liquid and a solid, depending on the temperature and the stress applied to it. On a hot summer day, bitumen in the road softens just a tiny bit, allowing the pavement to flex under traffic instead of snapping. When the temperature drops in the winter, it hardens back up to maintain its shape. This balance is why our roads don't crumble after heavy use. Beyond the road, bitumen is the world's ultimate raincoat. Because it is naturally waterproof, it's the gold standard for roofing membranes. Water simply can't find a way through it. Add to that its resistance to weathering, and you've got a material that can last for decades. Today, about 85% of all bitumen produced globally goes straight into our roads. From highways to airport runways, it's everywhere. The rest is working in your roof shingles, pipe coatings, and even soundproofing materials inside your car or home. Engineers are finding ways to make it better, mixing in polymers to increase flexibility, or adding recycled materials like rubber. Using rubber from old tires and reclaimed pavement makes our infrastructure more sustainable without losing performance. One final myth: bitumen is not tar. They might look like twins, but they come from different worlds. Tar comes from coal or wood. Bitumen comes from petroleum. They have different chemical structures. Today, we almost never use coal tar for roads, even if people say tarring. What they're actually seeing is the application of bitumen. Bitumen isn't flashy. It doesn't get the headlines like new tech gadgets. But it quietly holds our world together. From the ancient walls of Babylon to the runways that launch us across oceans, it's been doing the same job. It's been sealing, binding, and protecting for millennia. It absorbs the pressure of our progress, adapts to seasons, and keeps everything connected. So next time you're driving on a smooth road or staying dry during a storm, you'll know exactly what's working hard right beneath your feet. Bitumen isn't just black stuff. It is one of the most quietly influential materials in the history of our species. Thanks for watching. If there's a material you'd like us to deconstruct, tell us in the comments. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.